Okay, today we are playing a game on Lijiang Tower. We are playing Winston most of the way through, and there is no SR for today's game because this was a tournament game. It was a dive tournament specifically, so you can expect to see a lot of diving boys, with special guest my half-transparent son, for probably like 5 minutes before he gets bored. So, there's a little bit of Hammond in here as well, like halfway through, but not enough I felt I had to put him on the card, but there is some Hammond, just so you don't think I was lying to you. So, let's start the game. So we're on control center, tower, whatever. I've never bothered to learn this map's name. First, run into the enemy team. There goes Winston, right up to the top. So, also, I should point this one out, I suppose, right at the start. In the email, apparently, the enemy team has someone who is in high top 500, and one of their players, Squid, is in contenders. So, whereas our team has one GM player, a mid-diamond player, and everyone else is platinum. So, you know, you can look forward to that one. Oh god, come on, you two. There you go. So, we've managed to sort of start fending them off. We've dropped incredibly low, and oh god, did we stay while we were low for a while there. Like, under 200 health, and we continued, like, trying to tase them. There he goes. Goodbye, my son. Lower than 200 health, and we tried continuing to tase them for, like, another second, and then we decided to jump away. But we're already pretty low by that point, so we waited too long to disengage. Now we've arrived and have been immediately made purple. Life is very difficult like that sometimes. You know, sometimes you jump in, and right as you arrive, you get splashed. Who is Squid? Squid is their Anna. Okay, that's the contenders player. So, we'll see how much we get bullied by their Anna. So, first fight didn't exactly go terribly well. Gold eliminations is one. That's always a very promising sign. So, we have just taken a lot of damage before we managed to arrive at all. Fortunately, their Anna nano boost, or our Anna nano boosted us. So it certainly got everybody's yelling in my ear. It's trying to turn that one down a little bit. Fortunately, our Anna nano boosted us, so we got to live, but we have been taking a lot of damage on our approaches so far, which is something we ideally want to minimize, because if you dive in, and if you immediately drop to half health as you arrive, it makes it hard to continue the aggression at that point. So, they have returned. Diva's chucked her bomb in there. Tragically, you know, there's a lot of corners on this map, so that one didn't really achieve too much. We do have Nano Boost. We do have Primal Rage. I don't want to use Primal Rage right now, because most of our team's actually dead at this point. All we're going to really achieve is, like, stalling the fight out, because if we go back, Anna's dead right at the start, so this is already a bad beginning. We've already been missing our main healer at this point. Diva just lost her mech, effectively dead, especially when playing against a dive comp. And we've also lost Tracer, so half our team's dead when we part Primal Rage right here, so fairly low odds of this one working out. Diva does indeed fully die after that. Lucio joins them, so we're still alive. We killed Anna, fuck Grandma, and then we died, and we just used Primal Rage. So all we really did was stagger ourselves pretty hard and feed 1,000 extra ult charge to the enemy team. So, not the best use of company resources. So, we're regrouping now, though. We can try again. It's okay. You know, we got plenty of time. They're only at 60% right now. We can probably get 2 more fights in, assuming they are relatively quick. And we just lost both our healers. Genji's using Dragon Blade. We's done here. Should have just jumped off the map, really, or just tried to leave at that point. With 58 health, it's not like we fed them much extra ult charge, but, you know, we fed them 58 extra ult charge. You never know what might matter in the end. So that didn't exactly go well. We've got time for one more fight. So, hopefully this time, you know, they used a few ultimates on that fight. They used Nano Boost, they used Dragon Blade. Again, we, like, arrive, and we've already taken a giant chunk of damage. We're at, 200 health by the time we get in. I mean, basically you mitigate that by just getting in faster or changing your approach. Like this one, I mean, you know, we don't exactly have many options to approach, but it helps if, like, D.Va's using Defense Matrix a little bit better, because she can help mitigate the damage we're taking on approach. But we appear, and we start walking into them for a while, and then we jump, and by the time we've jumped in, we've already taken this big chunk of damage. Now, ideally, you know, the off-tank helps you a little bit like this. Like, this is why Zarya has always been a very good combo with Winston. You bubble Winston as he jumps in, he doesn't take a big chunk of damage as he's going in. He basically can't, and he's immune to CC while he's coming in, which often fucks it up as well. I mean, you either just change your approach, or you just, like, get in faster. Like, you literally just, like, come around the corner and jump on the bad men. And minimize time spent just, like, walking at them. Generally good to minimize that in general. Dive comps typically benefit a lot more from just very decisive action. The enemy team knowing you're coming is never very good, you know? So we did have Primal Rage to get back, give him the good old jump, alt jump again. Change to Hammond. To get back faster, as you do. And we do, the fight's going well in our absence, so we do get back. Now we're just playing Hammond for the sake of playing Hammond, which, I mean, you know, whatever, fair enough. We've got a very Soviet-styled Hammond skin, I've just noticed, and I point this out just because this boy sent us a lot of games in the past, and we have always been on the Red Menaces team, basically, the entire time, from, like, scrims and such, so very on theme for this person, basically. So, the enemy team regrouping now. Our whole team's dead, so we're just trying to stall for as long as we can. So it's time to start playing Hammond. We are now playing Hammond. This is basically peak Hammond, you know. Purple, you know, we did try and juke the projectiles right there, which is, you know, important to do when you're stalling as Hammond. If there's, like, a Rhine on the enemy team, it's so easy to pin the Hammond if he's just, like, autopilot spinning around the point. You're like, alright, I'm just gonna wait, here he comes. You gotta try and juke those boys, you know? They obviously don't have a Reinhardt, they have to also play a dive comp, but, you know. Man, the games are a lot more interesting when it's like a dive comp versus a dive comp, isn't it? You know, there's been a lot more action happening. You don't typically get this many actual fights out of, like, one team playing something like Deathball or Bunker or anything like that, you know? There's just a lot more, being annoyed by Bastion and Mei, generally speaking, you know? It's much more exciting when it's dive comps. So the moral of the story is we should remove every hero that isn't a dive hero from the game. Bridget can stay. Other than that, everybody else should go, pretty much. Anyway, so that fight didn't exactly go well. We're basically just, like, trying to stall out for as long as we could towards the end, you know? That's how it is when you're playing Hammond, usually. So back to Winston now. I don't think we changed back to Hammond again. I don't remember changing back to Hammond. If we do, it's like we don't get back in time or something, because I've got no memory of it. But I also just have a bad memory, so it might just be me. So we kind of just spent, like, a lot of time ambling around in the middle of the garden right here. Alright, see some bad men there. Alright, try and tase the Tracer a little bit. Just kind of, like, ambling around in open space without much idea of what to do early on there. Granted, we are trying to, like, get an idea of where the enemy team are at that point, but, like, and what they are, but we don't want to hang out just in the middle of the garden where there's no cover. Except for, like, the sign in the middle. It's better to, like, go along the left-hand side or the right-hand side where there's a little bit more cover, while you're still, like, scoping things out, and then you decide when to jump in, rather than just being out in the open, like, there's a fire up there. That's pretty spooky. Anyway, so we're back now. D.Va's lost her mech. Didn't get the baby D.Va. She got her mech back. Unfortunate. it's very hard for us as Winston to kill the baby diva before she gets back in her mech, you know, unfortunately. Oh, yep, we're fucking dead. So it could be going better. It could be going better on this opening stage right here. They did just use, like, basically their big ultimate, because, I mean, we're not exactly living in fear of self-destruct or pulse bomb, really, you know. Barrage is pretty much their scariest ultimate. Oh, God, excuse me. So, that's promising for the next team fight, at least. So we just jumped straight in on the point. This is... the scary thing doing like that versus their team comp is they will be able to respond to us very quickly if we jump on the point by ourselves. So, it's scary to do. It does hopefully, like, get the teams a little bit more space to move in, but when the enemy team can respond to you very quickly, jumping in like that can leave you vulnerable at the same time, assuming they react quickly, which is a little bit easier to expect coming out of, like, a tournament setting where there's a contenders player on the other team, you know? So, I wouldn't have been exactly against using Primal Rage for this one. This fight seems a lot closer than the previous one. I think we're, like, even in mans right now, aren't we? I wasn't watching the kill feed as closely as I should have been. I apologize. I think we were even on mans. Yeah, we're currently even on mans, because we both lost to DPS. Yeah, now would be like a fair, and one of ours just got res. That would have been a fair enough time to use Primal Rage, just to, like, avoid death more than anything else. Especially since, like, with the timer being so low, you know? Yeah, now we're just going to use it to get back, so we're losing a little bit of value on the ultimate here, just, like, getting back to where we were. It would have been better to just use it without having to die, so we get to just use the whole thing in the fight instead. Rather than having to use half of it to get back, well, like a third of it to get back. Anyway, you know, whatever. We're winning the fight right now. Like I always say, if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. There, Hammond threw himself off the map. Good job, Hammond. Didn't feed us more ult charge. Hammonds are fantastic for feeding people ult charge. So they have a Widowmaker now, which is, a risky play, I would say, versus a dive comp. Widow is played with dive comp, so it's fair enough, but, like, you know, when you know the enemy team is also a dive comp, it's a little bit of a spooky pick. Does the enemy team have a Mercy as well? Our Widow has, like, a big advantage if they don't have a Mercy as well. Yeah, one team's Widow's got a Mercy, the other one doesn't. Hey, our Widow gets to try again if she dies. Isn't that exciting? Their Widow, however... Oh, Boat is their high top 500 player, so they have a good Widowmaker player. Boat and Squid are their two highest players. Very good synergy in their names right there. So, things are not looking good right now. We're gonna have to use Primal Rage probably just to stall this one out, because if we die here, it's over. We don't get another chance, so we're gonna have to pop Primal Rage just to try our best right now, basically. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's in fact looking quite terrible, actually. We're gonna change to Hammond again. Oh no. Ah, that's fine. Tracer, yeah. We're not going to change back to Hammond. We can get back pretty quickly here as Winston as well, because we can just jump straight through the window. So that's, you know, it's a fair enough decision to make. This map specifically, you know, Winston's going to get back probably, like, as fast as Hammond, to be honest with you. Hammond's probably still a little faster, especially if you can do one of the, like, Reddit rollouts or something, but, you know, pretty close. So, it could have gone better. We got gold damage, though, so we get to blame our DPS players. Nice. That means we don't have to learn a damn thing. We're gonna see the play of the game. We're gonna see the play of the game. It's Boat. Okay, good job, Boat. He's gonna cut mans as Genji. Who would have seen that coming? Is he gonna get boosted as well? Yes, he is. Very scary, but he's just going to keep going, of course. Why would he be afraid? He's very fast, and now he's coming back to deal with us. Hooray, great job there. The servers are weird today. Boat? Bully. Okay, good talk, team. So, can't really think about a specific thing that stood out. We do have another game on this video, on Volskaya, where it usually is a fairly long game. We're not going to do that game right now. We'll come back to that, It's Friday right now, isn't it? Yes, it's Friday, so probably on Monday we'll do the next one, because I don't want to do the 2 games back to back. We got other people in the queue. We'll come back to the other game on Monday. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. More than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I've started streaming on Twitch Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 8 PM EST till 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.